Measurement tools can be useful for both character artists and prop artists or environment artists. If we don't see those tools up here at the top of the UI, we simply need to click on the UI, right click, and then choose Measurement Toolbar or Garment Measure Toolbar. If those are ticked and we still don't see the tools, they're hidden behind those little arrows up here. The first one to talk about is the linear garment measure, and this works very simply. We select the tool, click once on the garment and click again to place the measurement. Then we have the circumference garment measure, and this works slightly differently. We simply need to move the mouse and we see this little disc that shows where the measurements are being taken in real time. So this is quite useful. And once we click, we can edit this disc by going into the Edit Garment Measure, clicking on the line, and then we can either move this disc or rotate it and put it anywhere we want. This doesn't apply to the linear garment measure. We can't really do anything about it. We can simply see the length, and we have the square width as well, but we can't really move those points anywhere else. So if we are not happy with this measurement, we need to delete it and create a new one. Then we have the avatar measurement tools, and we'll start with the first one, which is the basic tape measurement, and this works very in a very straightforward manner. We click, we can either double click to finish this line, or we can click it again to continue it in a different angle, and when we're happy we double click. The basic measurement tries to maintain the contours of the avatar, but it doesn't snap to the surface, as we can see in here. It's close to the body, but it's not exactly lying on top of it. And this is where the surface tape measurement comes in handy. We can see that there's basic and then there's surface tape. If we select surface tape and we make something similar, double click to finish, and we compare the lines, we can see that this one aligns perfectly to the surface of the avatar. Then we have the circumference measurement tools, and in this case it's exactly the same. We have the basic and the surface type. Basic tries to match the contours, while the surface snaps to the surface itself. The way it works is that we click somewhere once, then we choose the vector in which the measurement is going to be placed, and then we have the third point, which will basically refine the angle. And we can move the camera, we can change the view so we are more precise with the measurement, and then we click again to place it. Just to compare, I'm going to use the surface circumference measurement so we can see the difference.
If you enjoy this content or find it useful, please consider supporting me by buying me a cup of coffee via the link in the description.
Just like with the garment measurement tools, we can't really do anything with those lines. We can't move them anywhere when we use the edit measurements, but we do have some options if we go into the avatar and then avatar editor, and in here we have all the measurements that we've taken, and we can choose a name for them. And one thing about the avatar measurements is that if we use the tape and not the circumference, we can change the type of this tape. So if we look here what the measurement type is, we can select surface or basic, and we can see how it changes in the 3D view. Then we can hide or unhide the measurements, delete them, or we can save the measurements if we want them to use again in another project. The last tool is height measurement, and this works by simply positioning the mouse somewhere on the avatar, and we get to see this little line that shows us where the measurement is going to be placed. And if we click, we can see the measurements, we can see the distance, and if we go into edit tool, we can click on this little plane and then move it up or down. These tools can be quite useful for characters. It can be used for belts to quickly know the length of the waist, and if we want to measure some kind of distance between a pattern, between some kind of stickers on the textures. But I think it can be more practical for prop or environment artists, because we might end up in a situation like this when we have, let's say this is a wall, some kind of arch, and we want to create a padding that goes from the bottom all the way to the top. And if we go into the 2D view, we can see that the avatar, the object itself, looks like a rectangle. And if we create a rectangle matching the length, we can see by pressing Shift Z that the distance is this one, but in reality the object is something quite different. So in this case, we can select the basic tape measurement or surface, that it depends on the object itself. Click and then drag, click again, and in this case the surface should be used instead of the basic, so it snaps to the surface. So click, then double click, and we can see that the distance here is quite different from what we have in 2D view. So for things like that, for things that have some kind of complexity and it's really hard to tell what the length is in 2D view, or it's pretty much impossible to tell what the size is of the object, this is where those measurement tools can come in real handy.